So a few weeks ago, I talked about Uber Eats now delivering alcohol, and that's been great. And a lot of people really respond to that when I'm not podcasting episodes, and I really appreciate that. Well, that was good news for the passengers and the customers. But now I have some great news for the drivers, the people behind the wheel, like yours truly, that does it as well. Great news coming out from the federal government. Yes. Uber and Lyft have been awarded a federal contract worth up to $810 million to offer their ride-hail services to public agencies, and there are more than 4 million employees and contractors across the country. The General Services Administration, or the GSA, which manages services for federal agencies, issued a final 5-year award on Monday. While individual federal employees have previously been able to use ride-hail services for travel, the new contract allows the companies to formally launch their services within agencies and directly work with officials to promote the service. So the award is capped a nearly 4-year negotiation process. No word as to how much revenue Lyft expected from the contract, but the government spending will be around $200 million on ground transportation per year. Uber, in a statement, said working with the federal government was part of its Uber for Business program that serves large companies and organizations. Now, in the blog post, the agency GSA said it negotiated discounts with the companies of 2 to 4% compared with large commercial customers, and that Uber and Lyft had agreed to waive some additional fees. So I love the fact they're doing this. I think this would be very useful for all that want to go ahead and just say, hey, listen, we need more passengers. So why not? It would be something more that we want to get out there. Now, hopefully these government people are not going to be cheap and not offer tips. I guess that's the only thing we would hope for that would really happen. The contract with Uber and Lyft modernizes official travel and will make it easier and cheaper to use rideshare services for official travel. No new apps to download and no paper receipts to lose. So really, it's the matter of that we're going to get more passengers in our cars. And so honestly, for those of you, besides the fact you're going to get all the airport rides, now that's one thing we're going to get. Think about this for all of you that drive for Uber or Lyft. We should get more passengers now coming in through flights. And if you're living in major cities where you're near federal buildings, we should be getting more rides to and from those as well. So more 9 to 5 driving, which will be really good if they're using this as much as we hope they will. So keep that all in mind. That's going to be really interesting to see how that works out. Plus, the fact you're not going to go and take taxis to go with that when they know they can get a discount with this, and it might be just comped rides they're going to get from this as well. So keep that in mind. It's not bad. Now, I don't know about the pricing, if it's going to be make much of a change if it goes lower, but a matter for me is, as long as you get the more rides, somehow you're going to make the money back. I understand we're never going to get the full breadth of how much we should be getting per ride, but at least we're getting more rides. And I think that's a plus all around. Now, I want to also preface to some of you Uber and Lyft drivers that if you're looking to make money in the holidays, absolutely go ahead and go during the holidays and drive. If you're not anyway committed to any kind of things you have to really do and you can make some time to get a few hours in, then by all means, go ahead and drive on the holidays on those set days. Because remember the lack of transportation that's available publicly and other things where people might be drunk and they want to make sure they get somebody to go and drive them around as need be. And most importantly, I will tell you this more than anything else. The last 2 years, I have done New Year's. Remember the last 3 years? Well, the last 2 years I've done New Year's Eve. It is the Super Bowl of Uber and Lyft driving. I implore you, if you're able to get out those days, the surge rates are massive, so you get a little bit of that, but you will get rides, and you will get a plenty. Normally, my setup is I usually start around 6 o'clock, and I'll drive to about midnight, and then I will take like 1 or 2 rides that are done after midnight, because there will be some immediate after midnight people that will say, okay, I'm done where I'm at. I'm not staying around for the amateur night, which is usually everybody just drunk and debaucherous anyway. So you want to go and keep that where you just grab them, take them. They're not going to be as drunk, and they shouldn't be as cantankerous or belligerent. You want to take those instead of taking the ones late at night. Now, if you want to take the ones late at night, you might get paid more because obviously the surge rates will be a whole lot more. But for me, I've averaged $250 to $300 on those nights in 6 to 8 hours. That's pretty good to me. And as a matter of fact, doing Thanksgiving just in the last couple days, doing Thanksgiving Day and Black Friday during the day, where I'm at in Palm Beach in Florida, I've actually made $100 a day. So, and that's in 5 hours, averaging $20 an hour. But then if I'm doing it on New Year's Eve, pretty sure you'll get about $30 to $40 per hour on that night. Pretty sure of that. So just keep that in mind. But then I'll tell you, New Year's Day, not always a great time to do it, but I will try to do it this year anyway. See what happens, depending on how things work out. Anyway, and I'll leave that there for right now. Talk more about Uber and Lyft. If you like me talking all about this, make sure to go ahead and subscribe and share this article or this story and let people know you hear about it. Of course, remember to go and subscribe to the show through Amazon Music, my newest place right now, and also, of course, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Speaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and some of the other places. And I'll talk to you next time.